Well, hey there. Come on in. We're just about to start. Welcome to My Wife the Dietitian, a fun weekly podcast about nutrition and healthy lifestyle. I'm Rob, and together with my wife Sandra, we invite you to join us on this informative and entertaining journey through the complex world of healthy eating.
Join us each week as we strive to help you with transforming your overall health and relationship with food through up-to-date, evidence-based nutrition information. March is Nutrition Month, so on today's episode, we're going to discuss 10 foods to consider, 5 to eat more of, and 5 to reduce. Plus, by doing this, you can cut your grocery bill and get more nutrition for yourself and your family.
Hey, Sandra.
Hey, Rob.
How's it going?
Good.
What are we talking about today?
Well, we're going to talk about 10 foods that 5 that we should have more of in our diet and 5 that we should have less of in the diet.
Oh, interesting. I wonder if I could guess what they are. Probably I could get some of them, but let's just work through the list here and we'll see. I'll tell you at the end.
Yeah, and actually, if you're trying to save money on your food bill and you don't want to compromise on nutrition.
No, I like spending a lot of money on food. Yeah.
Well, sometimes teenagers we do.
Sometimes I give them extra.
You're funny.
Yeah, here, I don't feel like I spent enough. Here, take an extra 20. There you go. Yeah, right. No, nobody likes spending a lot of money on food.
Well, these ideas will help with your nutrition for yourself and your family. And it will help with budget too, because they're healthy foods that aren't super expensive. And then if we're buying less of these other food, the 5 other foods that we're going to mention that aren't so good for us, then that will help with your health and your budget.
There you go. Both important.
Exactly. So number 1 to do or to eat more of is one that I'm sure you know, and especially with St. Patty's Day coming up, and we try to throw this in smoothies and we put
green foods, green leafy foods.
You got
probably.
It. Green leafy vegetable, leafy greens, green leafy
greens,
however you want to say it.
I think that's been around, that idea has been around since the beginning of time, because I remember hearing that when I was a kid, like 90 years ago.
Oh yeah, like spinach and makes Popeyes. What
exactly.
Did you just say?
Yeah, I didn't think you heard
90,
that. You're funny.
90 years?
90 years ago when I was a kid, way back when. Things were black and white.
I think you're going to live forever.
I already am. I'm way older than I look.
Yeah, you're so funny.
So leafy greens, yeah. And it's clearly we haven't got the message because we're still giving it. Eat more leafy greens.
Yeah, it's. I think the thing is Mother Nature doesn't have an advocate in terms of her selling the, whole minimally processed foods, but the food companies have huge budgets for marketing and commercials and everything. And how do you can't compete with that. It's so hard.
Yeah, exactly.
So what are some green leafy vegetables?
Well, we've got lettuce, all the different kinds of lettuce, spinach, what's the one, bok choy. What's the other one? Kale. That's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
These are all, those things grow like weeds in the garden too, which is funny because it's something that's easy to grow. It's cheap. It's plentiful, but we're still not getting enough of it.
Yeah, and here on the West Coast, you can grow it all year round. Like the kale, it just keeps growing year after year, and you can pick little leaves throughout the seasons, like through fall, winter, and spring. And
I think the problem with green leafy stuff is knowing what to do with it, because I think back in the day, all you could do with it that people would think is all make a salad. But then people don't want to eat a salad like all the time, right?
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot more options for what, you can put them in smoothies and you can make more interesting salads now.
Yeah, or steam them or stir fry. Yeah, there's so many different things to do for sure.
Absolutely.
And you can also buy them frozen, buying frozen spinach or kale, adding them to soups and stews. And
I add spinach to everything. Like anything I cook on the stove that's like a big pasta or a stir fry or a chili or whatever, I just chop it up and throw it in, and it just kind of like, it just becomes part of it. You don't even really notice it, but you're getting the goodness from it.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And what is good about them?
Oh, Well, there's vitamin C. I remember that.
Yeah.
Well, fiber, obviously. It's good for your eyes.
Yes, because of the lutein.
I was going to say because of the
sorry.
lutein.
Okay.
Yeah.
Darn it. I should have let you answer that.
Yeah. We're playing charades again. Sandra's pointing at her eyes. I'm like, okay, it's either lutein or it's good for your eyes. So there we go.
Eye health. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it is like they're considered a cruciferous vegetable.
Which ones are? All of them?
Brussels sprouts and
Some of them.
Some of them.
Yeah. And the cruciferous are really good for you.
Really good for cancer prevention and good for heart health, for your circulatory system, reducing cardiovascular disease.
Nitric oxide?
You got it.
There.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So really good. Yeah, there's so many good benefits. And folate.
Oh, right.
Really important for preventing neural tube defects in pregnancy and good for those B vitamins that we need to help keep our nervous system working well and preventing anemia.
Oh, good things to know.
Yeah. So, and they're also high in fiber and they're low in calories and great for digestive health and weight management.
Yeah, I guess it would be. And there's water in them too, I suppose, which is a perk. But yeah.
So the second one to include more of are something that...
Beans.
That's down.
No,
okay,
it's on the list.
It's on the berries.
Berries. Okay. Yeah, this is kind of we've mentioned that before with the Mediterranean diet or the Mind diet, eating lots of berries because they're colorful and they have phytochemicals in them. And
yeah, the polyphenols because of the ones that stain your fingers and stain the cutting board that are staining actually have more polyphenols and more antioxidants, and they're so good for us. So those are the ones that, try to eat more of the blueberries, the raspberries, the blackberries, the dark cherries, all of those, like frozen into smoothies or with yogurt or fresh from the garden or from the back alleys, even.
Fresh from your neighbor's garden.
Yeah, in late summer. It depends on, I guess, the huckleberries are in late spring.
I guess it depends where you live, too.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I get those berries. They're underrated.
Definitely. So good for us. And at least twice a week, but daily is even better if you can.
Absolutely.
And they're way more economical if you buy frozen in the off season.
Right.
So
versus fresh, you mean?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right now,
absolutely.
it's just they're...
Well, and fresh isn't local. Well, where we live anyway, you can't get fresh local berries. So anything that's in the produce section is going to be some other part of the world. From some other part of the world, I mean.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly. That's so true. Unless it's a greenhouse grown.
True.
And remember with the berries, just another thing is the seeds and the soluble fiber and the insoluble fiber and the prebiotics, like the gut health. So the red berries give us some really important prebiotics.
The red ones.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. More than like blue, you mean? Like different than other colors?
They're all the colors are really important, and the blue is really good, but the red
especially.
No, they're they're all really good.
Okay.
But there's a particular bacteria that thrives with the red skinned
I see.
berries and red skinned vegetables.
So the composition of the red ones is a little bit different. And because of that, they have some different nutritional qualities. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing how...
it's amazing how you remember all this. That's what's amazing.
It's not remembering.
Well, you just know
I do the grocery tours, and so I talk about it a lot. And it's like, it's embedded in my brain.
Yes. If Sandra was a cartoon character, she'd be like an encyclopedia with legs. She's just so this funny wealth of knowledge. It amazes me. Things that, especially with this podcast, some of the things that she just goes on about, it's like this intellectual rant about this stuff, and I'm just sitting here in awe going, holy cow, this girl knows a lot. It's amazing.
Oh, I'm glad you appreciate me.
Oh, absolutely. It's fun to listen to.
I'm very curious. I read everything I can get my hands on.
You sure do.
I like looking at studies and research. And
well, thank you for sharing your knowledge with us. We sure appreciate it.
Thank you, Rob.
All right. What's the next one?
Nuts and seeds. We've talked about that a lot. We had a whole episode on seeds, the poor cousin of nuts, but it's those healthy fats and the fiber and good for heart health, reducing cholesterol levels. It's an anti-inflammatory food and great for snacks.
Oh, yeah. I think seeds and nuts are another of those underrated little things, just like the berries are.
I think they got a bad rap before. Like people, I've had teenagers in the nutrition tour groups in the grocery store. And I remember one mentioned, hey, my parents said that I'll get acne if I eat pumpkin seeds.
What? Really?
Yeah. And it's actually, no, well, from everything I know, it's an anti-inflammatory food. It's actually good for the skin because of the healthy fats.
I wonder if they think, because of the oils in them, do you think?
Maybe.
That's what
I don't know why they say that, or if it was even correct.
Probably because the parents really like pumpkin seeds and they don't want their kids to eat them all.
Possibly.
That's likely. We should tell our kids that chocolate is bad for them. And maybe they'd save some.
But I think, in the past, I mean, nuts and seeds, it's like, too high in calories, too high in fat. But, what's the alternative? The fat-free chips that have these artificial fats that you don't digest and give you diarrhea. Not a good idea.
Yeah, totally.
Not exactly a better choice. Actually, that's one on the limit.
Yeah, pumpkin seeds are a really good one too.
Yeah,
like they're
protein.
Yeah, for seeds, they're up there.
Oh, really good. Yeah.
Did you buy some today, by the way?
Yes, I did.
Oh, good, because we're out.
He texted me when I was there. It was good timing because I was in the lineup
in the pumpkin seed aisle.
No, I was in the lineup to leave to go through the till.
Well, thanks for gathering them.
Yeah, you're welcome. The next one are beans and legumes.
Of course, we all know that one.
Yeah,
Sandra's most touted.
Beans are good for your heart. The more you eat, the more you live long and prosper.
There you go.
That's right, because they are one for longevity.
So many benefits to eating beans and legumes.
Yeah. And definitely plan some plant-based meals every week if you can. If, it used to be meatless Mondays, but maybe more than once a week. Maybe have 3 or 4 meatless meals in your week. What
we'll share on YouTube one day is the chili that we make. And it's like, I call it a 5-minute chili because it's just a bunch of stuff that you open and put in, and it's got a soy protein, like a
veggie ground round.
Yeah, that's the meat. That's why it's so fast. So you put in that, you put in a can of stewed tomatoes, a can of beans, some veggies. It can even be from a bag of frozen veggies to make it super fast. You add your spices.
Canned tomatoes.
Yeah, canned tomatoes, and put the lid on it, and it's ready in 5 minutes.
Oh, it's so good. Well, in the crock pot. I guess.
If I was invited to a potluck dinner, that's what I would bring.
There we go.
Right? Yeah, that's what my answer would be. But it's delicious, and it's got all those good things. So if you're looking for a meatless, delicious thing that your kids will even eat and come back for more, that's it.
That's right. And we just went to a potluck last week. It was for the community college here, and they did an ECE program with international students from all over the world. And we had done a grocery tour with them the week before. So I knew some people were vegetarian, and so we brought that vegetarian chili, and it was just with all the different food, it was so good, and the vegetarian chili was a great addition.
Yeah, and so hearty, and anything that you can make in a short amount of time is always a bonus. Especially if it's tasty.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so that's a good episode to go back to, the beans one.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at the ways.
We got a few more ideas in that episode of what you can do with the beans, but
yeah,
chili's a classic. So
yeah, beans, lentils, legumes, dried peas, pulses.
Apparently,
edamame.
In some parts of the world, they don't put beans in the chili.
Right, I saw that on a show. That's right.
But I like them in there. It just makes sense. So
everybody was like, people from Texas were saying, nope, chili's not really chili if it's got beans in it. Which is so surprising because I thought that was the definition of chili is beans, and then you can have meat, but you can also have vegetarian chili that doesn't have meat.
Exactly.
So I don't know. That's an interesting.
Chili's one of those things where there's a lot of ways you can do it, and they're all good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. What's next?
The last one are whole grains.
The last one. We're on number 4, aren't we?
No. Green leafy vegetables, berries, nuts and seed
Oh, you're right.
legumes, like beans and legumes. And then the
Okay.
last one to include more of are the whole grains.
Right. And that is a whole bunch of different stuff from bread to pasta and rice and even crackers and
Barley, couscous, quinoa. Yeah.
no, I
and
just mean where you find like the types of food that are made with whole grains.
Yeah.
And then the whole grains themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then, you can add them to your soups, your stews, your salads even. And also at snack time, whole grain rye crisps or whole grain bread that's like sprouted whole grain breads, all different types of whole grains. And then the whole grains give you that fiber.
Yeah. Fiber's a big one that we want.
Yeah. And it helps feed your good gut bacteria. So it has the prebiotics and it helps you feel full and satiated and helps with blood sugar control if it's a whole grain and not a refined grain.
Right. Yeah. Pretty important stuff.
Yeah. So lots of good vitamins and minerals too.
For sure. So now we got to talk about stuff you should eat less of.
Yeah.
Is that what we're saying?
Yeah. Limit or eat less of. So number one would be the sugary drinks. So pop or soda, juice.
Even if it's diet soda.
Sweetened beverages.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think a lot of people think, oh, it's diet. It's okay for me because it has no sugar in it or whatever, but it's still pop and it's still got other things in it that aren't good for you. And you're better off drinking. Well, I don't know. I think some people just think water's too plain. They want some flavor or some fizz or something a little more exciting than water. So is there something that's...
Water's the best fluid.
No, I know.
We should all try to just get over
But what's an alternative, a healthy alternative to water?
Water with cucumber slices or water with lemon or
Okay.
lime
fair
slices or orange slices.
Sure, there you go.
Tea or coffee that doesn't have a lot of extra sugars and sweeteners.
Yeah, that's true.
Herbal tea.
I even drink coffee cold sometimes because it's not obviously the same as hot. It tastes like a different beverage, but it's still like thirst quenching and tasty.
Yeah, and you don't put anything in your coffee anymore. So
yeah, having said that, I don't think I've had cold black coffee, so that might maybe not be quite as,
be good for your bile. Bitter foods for your bile.
Yeah,
It's bitter.
it is bitter.
That's a good idea.
I'll have to get back to you on that one.
Yeah.
But I'm a water drinker, so I don't have that issue anyway. But
Did we talk about how in North America, the amount of sugar that the average child eats?
yeah, it was six bowling balls or something like that.
That was the adult.
Well, that was the adult.
And the child is the bathtub.
A bathtub.
A bathtub.
Full
Of sugar.
of
And it's because of the sugary drinks. So when you said, well, what's an alternative to water? Water.
yeah. Well,
Water.
flavored water with
Why?
natural flavor.
That's the whole problem is people just can't get their mind around, wrap their head around drinking water.
Yeah, I think you mentioned it before, I think with chocolate in the chocolate episode, how we're so used to chocolate being sweet that we become accustomed to that and it's hard to have it any other way. And I think with beverages, we're so used to having a flavor or something sweet or fizzy that it's made water seem really boring.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something to be aware of and just to put a little extra effort into trying to include more water and get away from the sugary stuff because it is so bad for us.
I think I'm very hopeful because I do see that kids, like when I do some nutrition tours with elementary school kids, they all talk about water and they drink lots of water. And I think the message is hitting home.
I think
for
so
parents,
too. Yeah, slowly.
Yeah, slowly. Like I think especially kids that are 12 and under, they have water bottles. They're not drinking pop or juice as much. I think it's been drilled into public health messages, the sugary beverages. So that's good. I think that's really good because, I mean, a little bit of juice once in a while, okay, but as having some sort of sweet beverage on the go all the time, it's not good for your teeth. It's not good for all the extra sugar we're getting. And it's not good for our taste buds. We're not getting used to the just natural flavors of water. That's the biggest thing, I think, is just those habits, because they start when you're young, is those daily habits.
Yeah, absolutely. It's probably another reason why kids don't like vegetables because they're not sweet. Like we're not like you said, we're so used to things being sweetened that when you have something natural, like a carrot or a piece of broccoli or whatever, they're like, it doesn't taste like candy.
Yeah.
So,
And, the orange vegetables and fruits are sweeter, like especially the vegetables, sweet potatoes and
but they're not
squash.
as sweet. Like, I mean, they definitely are.
And they don't have quite as like the bitter elements that the green do, like the green vegetables. So that's
Right.
one way to do it, is get more of those orange vegetables in. But you're right. It's definitely, I think it's an acquired taste as kids grow up. If they're exposed to green leafy vegetables and broccoli and those green vegetables, over and over and over, they will eventually realize, this is what my family eats. This is what we eat. And I like it. And kids do say, oh, I love broccoli. I love those little trees. And I love cauliflower. And
That's funny.
so, I mean, I think it's reintroducing it, over 16 times, because that's how many times it takes.
That's the magic number. Yeah. All right. What's next on the list there of foods to stay away from or eat less of?
The processed meats like sausage, hot dogs, salami, bacon, the
lunch meats, the deli meats?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The meats that you can kind of sit out at room temperature for hours and hours and they don't go bad.
Right.
Because they're so loaded with preservatives, and they have the nitrates and the salt, sodium and fats, and they're they're processed so much.
Yeah.
And there's no amount that's good for us. So people use them for protein sources or fat sources like bacon. But really, we are seeing more evidence about the risk of eating those highly processed meats and different cancers like colorectal cancer, pancreatic cancer.
Is it just all the other things that come with, like all the other things in the bacon?
Yes.
That make it bad?
Yeah. It's just loaded with preservatives. And
like if you're using bacon as a source of protein, there's better sources of protein that don't have all the other stuff with it.
Yeah, bacon, well, even just looking at it, when you're cooking bacon and so much of it is fat.
Right.
The saturated fat. And it just, it's so loaded with fat and salt.
Yeah. That's why it's tasty, but also what's bad about it.
Yeah. And it's, a condiment, once in a while, have it, as a, maybe, you have it on a once in a while in your Caesar salad or.
Yeah, exactly.
That kind of way to use it. And,
right on.
Not just, not as a staple in the grocery cart every week.
Right. Now, what about the lunch meats? Because I think for a lot of people, that's a staple with their lunch, and their sandwiches is they have, I don't know, are there lunch meats that are better than others? Or are they all kind of the same, processed the same way?
Oh, that's a good question. When you go to the deli section, so the better meats would be like the roast beef or the chicken or the turkey, the ones that are cut off from the piece of meat and not in a package that's preserved. So,
I see. Yeah. But like bologna or like, I don't know, like salami or like those kind are probably
pepperoni.
Like they're a bit more processed.
Yeah, those are exactly what we're talking about.
I see.
Yeah,
okay.
Those are the processed meats.
Gotcha.
And also for lunch ideas like canned salmon, canned tuna, egg salad sandwich.
Oh, instead of the processed meats.
Yeah.
Peanut
butter or almond butter, cashew butter, one of those types of nut butters or seed butter for a meal or like for a wrap or a sandwich.
Yeah.
Or with crackers.
All right. Are we on to number 3 now?
Yeah. So the ultra processed foods, so the foods that are kind of like factory made foods that are very high in simple sugars and high in calories, fats and salts.
Right.
We talk about those a lot. And I think there's a couple episodes on ways to reduce your intake of ultra processed foods.
Yeah, we did a whole episode on it. It's around like 24 or 25 or something like that episode. And it's all about like a whole episode on ultra processed foods, what they are, what to eat instead, and that kind of thing. Because it's a huge list. There's a lot. It's a little bit of a tricky concept to wrap your head around, but once you understand it, then you kind of can see what to eat and what not to eat.
Episode 24, ultra processed foods.
I got that again.
You did.
Nailed it.
Wow, that's awesome. So the next one is fried foods. So like deep fried, fish and chips,
Stuff with a batter on it.
fried chicken. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Any kind of fast food that's deep fried.
Yeah, it tastes good, but there's even foods, right, that come in the frozen food section. Well, there's a lot of foods that frozen food section where they're kind of, well, they're deep fried. They just have all those oils on them and that help with the cooking. And then things like potato chips are deep fried as well a lot of times, or they're baked with oils on it that are kind of have the same effects on your health, right?
You got it. Like all those processed oils is that's not so good.
Yeah.
Episode 24 was ultra processed foods. Episode 23 was fats, grease, and oils.
Yeah, that's a good one because it talks all about how different oils and fats affect you and which ones are good for cooking and which ones aren't and that sort of thing. But yeah, there's so many foods these days that have this kind of stuff, like the different oils or the different sugars in them. And those are two big things on the list that we're trying to avoid. So familiarizing yourself with those would be a good move.
Yeah, with just reading labels and getting a better idea of ultra processed foods and foods that have those processed oils.
Exactly.
So the last one on our list to try to limit are those refined carbohydrate foods that are high in simple sugars and don't have a lot of nutrition, but they just fill us up and they're like the easy go-to snacks that aren't great to have as a, to have all the time. And I'm talking about like cookies and, the crackers. Yeah, snack crackers.
Anything that's a snack probably is going to fit into that category.
Donuts. Well, no, I mean, we talked about nuts and seeds as really good snacks and fruit.
I just mean like the box of or bag of type snacks that you'd see in the snack aisle and what you think of as typical snacks.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And when you're looking at those snack foods, look at the fiber. So go down the list and see where it says grams of fiber. So per serving, we should be aiming for 2 grams of fiber or more in those foods. So if it's a grain, if it's a cracker, for instance, you want to have more fiber. And most of the snack crackers are 0 or 1 gram of fiber, and they're made with refined white flour.
Yeah.
And they don't have a lot of other vitamins and minerals. So we do want to increase the amount of fiber in our diet, and because it is something that most of us aren't getting enough of.
Right. And breakfast cereal, would that fit into that category too? Some of the breakfast cereals probably would, right?
Yeah. For the refined carbohydrates, some of them are good, and in terms of fiber, you get more fiber in them, but a lot of them are very low fiber. And so they have that, it's, you eat them and they rise up the blood sugar and then it crashes. It's like those quick fix kind of foods that we talked about earlier.
Totally. Yeah. Should we just do a little
a recap?
That's the word I'm looking for. A recap.
Yeah. So
because we got our 5 in here right now, right?
Yeah.
So,
I'm going to test you. What was the first one
for foods to eat?
Mm-hmm.
Leafy greens.
You got it.
Leafy greens, and then foods to eat. Berries, and then there was beans and cheese. Cheese is on the list. No, it's not. I'm joking. What's the next one? Nuts and seeds.
You got it.
That was it. That was an interesting
charade.
That was an interesting charade. Yes, thank you for that graphic. And what was the last one? Water.
Nope.
No, that was a oh gosh, making myself look bad here.
It's okay. Whole grains.
Whole grains, of course. Yeah.
So green leafy vegetables, berries, nuts and seeds, beans and legumes.
I got that. I said that like second. Yeah.
Okay. And then the 5 that you want to limit or have less of in the diet are sugary drinks.
Yeah. Processed, ultra processed foods, refined meats.
Processed meats.
The last one was the carbohydrates, refined carbohydrates.
And fried foods.
And fried foods. Yeah, there you go.
You got it. You got it. You did it.
Those ones are easy.
They weren't exactly in the same order, but I think people get it.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, hopefully that helps everyone out. Gives you another refresher of things that we often talk about. And like I said before, there's full episodes on most of these things on the list. So if you want more information on any of those, you can sort of refer back to those episodes and get a little bit more in-depth discussion on them.
And if you're trying to save money on your food bill and you don't want to compromise on the nutrition, following these ideas will really help your budget, because you won't be buying as much of the ultra-processed foods and the snack foods and the fried foods and the processed meats and the sugary drinks and pop and the crackers and cookies. And you'll be getting more value for your money.
Yeah, for sure.
Berries and green leafy vegetables and nuts and seeds and whole grains and beans.
There you go. Never get enough. Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us today. We appreciate everyone tuning in and listening, and hopefully getting some valuable information from the fountain of information herself, my wife, the dietitian.
Well, you're the fountain of youth, Rob.
Yeah, there you go. See, that's because you're doing such a good job at feeding me.
Okay.
Or telling me what to eat. So I'm living.
I don't tell you what to eat.
I'm living. Or you offer some suggestions.
I don't think so. I think you're just learning.
Come on,
from
I'm trying to
osmosis.
I'm trying to give you credit here.
I don't tell you what to eat. You can eat whatever you want.
All right. So we will be back next week. Something else. And in the meantime, check out YouTube. Facebook and Instagram are always fun to look at. The website, lots of new things on there. It's mywifethedietitian.com. And yeah, if you feel like reaching out, have a question for us or comments, we welcome that. You can email us at mywifetherd@gmail.com.
We would love to hear if you did the meditation, if you're using that, and also want to hear what you pack for snacks for when you leave the house and if you're away all day. Do you are you able to pack some of these good healthy foods we talked about?
Yeah. And if you like the show, don't forget to rate and review. That really helps us. We really appreciate that as well. So there you go. We will talk to everyone next week. Thanks for coming out.
Thanks, Rob.
Thanks for joining us today on My Wife the Dietitian. If you like what you heard, don't be shy. Leave us a comment or review, and be sure to share our podcast with your friends. If you'd like to hear more, hit that subscribe button. You can also follow us on our social media pages for updates, episode trailers, and other odds and ends. For more info and links on what we discussed on today's episode, check the show notes. We'll be back next week with another informative and fun-filled episode.